to Biosphere 2. And it's really kind of an exciting place to visit. If you don't know about it, we'll be telling you about it in a little bit. So let's go. As you can see from the map, Biosphere 2 is located in southern Arizona in a very remote area in the beautiful Santa Catalina Mountains. Biosphere 2 is a world-renowned research facility and has nearly everything the Earth has as a whole, but in a controlled environment. With oceans, mangroves, wetlands, tropical rainforests, savannas, grassland, coastal deserts. Biosphere 2 is often one of the research facility's best ways to figure out what we're doing to our environment. And it's open every day of the week. You can purchase tickets online or at the facility and download the app for a self-guided tour. Well, we made it to Biosphere 2, and actually before we even hardly get out of the parking lot, there's all kinds of good things to see. Petrified wood from northern Arizona actually is there, and then some other ones that we happen to see along the way, so we'll show those to you a little bit later on. But we're going to go in, check in, and get some information on the facility, some diagrams, and some actually wanted to check in also because we wanted to see the lung, it's called, and we'll tell you more about that a little bit later on. So let's walk in and check in. Well, we checked in, and look who we found. Javelinas, just kind of roaming around. It's very wild out here, so you're going to see quite a few things. It was just funny to walk out the door, and it was right there. So there's lots to see when you come out. Javelinas and the open desert. Actually, as we start to walk around the facility outside and inside, I'd give you some stats on some of the things that are here. And the facility itself is 3.1 acres of research facility. And with that, there's 7,200,000 cubic feet under sealed glass. That's a lot. 6,500 windows, and then the top of the point, which you'll see in some of the buildings, is the height on it is 91 feet. And when they first started Biosphere 2, of course, the Biospherians, as they're called, and I'll show you some of those pictures later, they had to grow all their food and they were sealed inside these same buildings that you'll be seeing. Of course, that was years ago, and they've since not done that, but they wanted to see how we could survive just in case we ended up on Mars or the moon or other planets. So the campus itself is 40 acres, and there's 300,000 square feet of administration offices, classrooms, conference rooms, housing for the people that stay here overnight. And the elevation here is actually about 3,800 feet above sea level. And since 1991, which was quite a while ago, there's been over 3 million visitors. And of course, some of those visitors, along with the students and people that come in from all over the world, really makes for a wonderful collaboration of research and knowledge that goes into every inch of the facilities that's here. We're going to walk through some of the facilities now, and actually the door that is here is one that the Biospherians came through when they came in for their stay here, which was approximately 2 years plus, a few seconds after, I guess. Everything had to be grown. There was few of them. There's lots of stories with each one of them. I'm not going to go through with what happened while they were here, but it was for research purposes, just to see how we could adapt and get along with growing our own food, which we'll have to do if we and when we get on other planets, and how that works in a enclosed area with other people as well. So psychology had a lot to do with it, as well as nutrition and farming and everything else that has to do with growing your own food. So it's quite interesting to listen to the app that was on the phone that we could listen to, that from the University of Arizona had made, which it's their facility now. And it has been since 1984, I do believe. So anyway, it's quite interesting to see the plants, the different buildings that are enclosed. Underneath, actually, there is the soil that's down, whatever soil has to do with whatever we're in, whether it's the desert or tropical rainforest or whatever it happens to be. The soil that is there also has an underlayment, and it's quite interesting on how they adapt and keep the soil to all the areas with either humidity or dry, and that's all done by their mechanical facilities, which is quite intense, which is in a different location and underneath, actually, the Biosphere 2. We're going to go ahead and go underneath the Biosphere 2 and take a minute to look around.
They had diesel fuel and they had natural gas generators to produce temperatures that this water needed. So they had the chiller that would chill it down to 40 and a boiler that would boil it to 170. Thick. It's attached by rivets all around, and air is holding that up. That's kind of like, right? This is 20 tons or 16 tons. This is 4 tons. So you now have air pressure pressing up and holding that up in the air right now. Okay, it's kind of like magic, but it's not. All right. So let me tell you that story first. We talked about the 2 missions. The one mission, 91 to 93, oxygen dropped. Let's try it again with 7 people. The crops are doing better. Maybe it'll work. 7 people in, 6.5 months, they're out. We're not doing closed missions. So now what are we going to do? Ed Bass, who decided that this was an amazing experiment to do, was looking for opportunity for more science to happen in here, because it was really built to last 100 years, and to have every 2 years a science group come in and study. But because those experiments meant no more sealed, he said, I still want to do science in here. Columbia University said, we'd love to come down, we'll bring our students. Those casitas up there were built for them. So the students came down here and they worked here from 1996 until 2003.
Glad we spent a little bit extra. I think it was like $10 or something that we got to a special look underneath, and also of the lung. And the lung was really interesting. It was pressurized, so you got when you had to go in a pressurized door and then back out, and it was definitely windy. In right now to see the oceans. Actually, the ocean that's in there, it has 700,000 gallons of water, and it's actually the world's largest saltwater system. So it's quite huge, number one, but it's great to look at it, to see how it functions. And when they first started Biosphere 2, it was actually a tropical coral reef, and they actually got to things from where they went to the Yucatan Peninsula and collected coral and fish of that region and different things and put it in there. And it did quite well for quite some time because of one of the other state colleges came in, I guess, and left, and no one was there to take care of it. They did happen to die, but I was told that they would be doing another one soon. This is a rainforest, of course, that's what the sign said, but it has a multitude of different kind of plants and vegetation that's on here, as well as that we can see anyway. Some of it is so packed full that you could really have a hard time trying to get through there if you were to walk through. Of course, they have walkways, but through some of the vegetation is quite dense. So they tried to do everything. I think it has everything as the Amazon probably would, except the monkeys. So they had brought in mountains and all kinds of different things to make it look as if you were in the Amazon or in a rainforest of some kind. Really pretty today. Not only pretty here, different kind of architecture, but the mountains in today was gorgeous for a trip. Some of the leaves that you see that you're looking at through the windows, which are quite large on their own, are probably twice as big as my hand. So they have a lot of people here from the University of Arizona alumni that will answer your questions if you happen to have them on your walk. You can stay as long as you want. Take your time and enjoy the stay. If you have any questions, they're more than happy to answer them for you. Looks like I found some more rocks. Looks like malachite. That's good. I love my malachite. Have to go check it out here in a minute. Yeah, it's malachite from Morenci, Arizona. So aren't that pretty? They're just so pretty. Big boulders. Wow. It's nice. Wow, just walked around the other side there and there's some wild turkeys. So all kinds of good things running around here today. Of course, we're in the Sonoran Desert, so there's lots of different animals here. Of course, with the backdrop of the Santa Catalina mountains are just gorgeous. And the animals, actually, the bears, bobcats, mountain lions, javelina, deer, coyotes, and then, of course, the turkeys. There's some fox and lots of reptiles and different birds and all kinds of critters around here. Well, it's about time to go. I hope you enjoyed the tour and some of the stats that I could give you, kind of a highlight of a few things anyway. And hopefully one day you'll get to visit and come and see what a beautiful place this is. I'm going to stop off and get some juice in the tank and then head home.